What is going on, everyone? My name is Eric, and today on the channel we are coming together to celebrate the life and the legacy of Dimebag Daryl. Today marks 20 years of his passing, which is something crazy to think about, and I know there's been a lot of people who are already talking about like how much Dimebag means to them, and especially what 20 years without Dimebag really means to them. And it's a really important time for a lot of us around the world who honor his legacy. And given that he has impacted a lot of us around the world, what we like to do is give back to someone who has given us so much inspiration. And as I've said so many times, Dimebag has been a crucial influence to my guitar playing, and as well as wanting to take this whole thing a little bit more seriously and really push myself to be a better player and a better musician at the end of the day. So what I like to do every year is honor his legacy and give back, because he has given me and given a lot of us around the world so much. So with all that being said, this is the Shred Collab from Hell. Here we go. Dimebag mean to you?
As a guitar player, pretty much everything.
I've been influenced by Dimebag and Vinny, pretty much my entire musical career and adult life.
Dime was an icon and a huge inspiration to myself and many other guitar players around the world.
The coolest thing about Dime is when you hear him for just 1 second even, you know exactly who it is, you know his tone, you know his licks.
It gave me some certainty and some safety when I was a teenager.
I wouldn't be doing any of the things that I'm doing musically if it wasn't for him.
When I first heard Cowboys from Hell at one of my very early on guitar lessons, it was game over at that point.
They've been one of my favorite bands for as long as I can remember.
There is literally no other player out there that has influenced me more.
He's not a rehash or even a replication of his influences.
How to make stuff heavy.
For me, he was the absolute most influential player on me. And
At that point that I knew who my #1 guitar
Taught me.
inspiration would be. From the riffs, the solos, and the song compositions.
Tens of years later, those songs are so relevant and still being played and idolized by so many people.
He always went up and gave it 110%.
You know, nothing really compares.
He was one of the reasons why I slaved away for numerous hours a day practicing guitar in my younger days.
Just obsessed with his style of playing, and
I think if you can do that with a style where it's so easily identifiable and loved, and then everyone else copies you after that, that's the mark of an insanely talented person.
so as a guitarist, of course, he is, to me, he's the absolute #1.
Dime had a huge personality and he wanted to make everyone feel as special as they could and make them feel appreciated as best as he could when he was with them, and that's something that I really strive to do as well.
Over the years, especially the past couple of years, it hits me that he also gave me community.
Being friendly to everybody.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to make all these friends that I've made over the last few years within the Pantera community.
And honestly, that's a reason why I do a lot of this, and I want to pay it back and pay it forward for that upcoming generation.
All that speaks volumes about what he means to me and what I know he means to everybody else.
R.I.P. Dime.
what does Dimebag mean? Everything.
Now, before we close things out, it goes without saying that today's video would not be possible without everyone else who contributed to this video. Big shout out to Shannon Lucas, the former drummer of the Black Dahlia Murder and All That Remains. Ron Holloway, we play in a band called Neck of the Woods together. Shout out to my buddy Chris Blanco, you might know him by his social media name as Hellbag Daryl. Parker Jameson of Dean Zielinski Guitars and now by proxy Dime Guitars. My fellow friend from the other end of Canada, Scott Bino. My 2 friends from across the world, Dom Forsyth and Attila Voros. And last but not least, I want to thank you for continuing to support this channel and supporting all of the fellow friends and creators that carry the spirit of Dime's legacy. And regardless if you're doing a video like this, if you're buying some of the guitars, if you're playing the licks on some other kind of guitar, you are keeping the spirit alive. And that is what is most important for keeping Dime's memory for years to come. And that's gonna do it for today. I'm gonna link below to everyone's social media account because they are all Dimebag creators in some way, shape, and form. So go ahead and check them out, go ahead and support them. And once again, thanks for checking this video out and I'll see you next time.